There's an old saying that children should be seen, but not heard. That disturbing comment traces its origin way back to a 15th century clergyman in England. Fortunately, a lot has changed since then. But as Alexandra tells us, not enough has changed.
In 1989, an historic agreement was reached by countries around the world. It was called the United Nations Convention on the Rights of the Child. While it was a major step forward in improving the lives of children, there's still much work to be done. To talk about that, we're joined by Dr. Yvonne Vissing. She's an international child rights advocate, a college professor, and the author of more than a dozen books. Her latest is this one, Children's Human Rights in the USA, Challenges and Opportunities. What exactly is the Convention on the Rights of the Child?
The Convention on the Rights of the Child, or it's called the CRC, is an international treaty that defines what a child is, what human rights they have, and what the obligations of the government has toward protecting children's rights.
Who's covered under the convention?
Anyone under age 18 is considered a child.
Let's talk about some of the rights outlined in the convention. One of them is Item 32, Protection from Harmful Work. Tell us about that.
When young people are engaged in work, it needs to be safe. They are not supposed to be involved in anything that's dangerous or harmful to them in any way. It also means that work should not take priority over them going to school, that school should come first. It also means that children should be paid fairly.
I certainly agree with that. What's an example of another important right?
Number 19, which speaks to the protection from any kind of abuse, physical, sexual, or emotional, or neglect.
Well, I strongly agree with all of that. In all, there are more than 50 rights listed in the CRC. Governments around the world have ratified them, meaning they pledge to follow the CRC. So, Dr. Vissing, how much of an impact has the CRC made on the lives of kids?
It has been huge. The countries that have ratified the CRC end up having children who are healthier, that they are happier, that they do well in school, that they have less poverty, there's less hunger. It really has made a huge difference in their lives and the lives of their families and communities.
However, it's not all good news. According to the UN, many children still find their rights seriously violated virtually every day. What more needs to be done?
Countries that have ratified the CRC really need to be diligent about implementing all of them with the provisions, the protections, and the participation rights that people have. It's very important that we speak up.
Good point. Thanks for explaining this all to us, Dr. Vissing.
Thank you for allowing me the opportunity to enlighten you about the importance of children having human rights.
Protecting the rights of children is so important. Every nation that belongs to the UN has ratified this convention, except for one country. Surprisingly, that country is ours, the United States of America. We'll look into why that is in a future report. For Teen Kids News, I'm Alexandra.